All right, guys, crushing some live Q&A. Want to hear what you guys are up to, what's new, what's going on. I think I'm going to be digging into some old strength and conditioning books. One that's been on my mind was the original Charlie Francis speed training book. Shout out to my man, Jonas DeFess, my biggest fan and my worst enemy. He's my best buddy. Sets me straight all the time. So I still remember, man, super long time ago, asking my dad to print out the Charlie Francis speed training manual. And I left to go to work that evening. And I remember him telling me that he's like, Zach, I don't know what's in that book, but we ran out of paper. So I just remember that thing, man, being a monster training manual. But kids got in here and shuffled stuff around. So show you guys a little bit. Sergio, what's happening, my friend? Thank you. Got the books here. Books are inside. Bobby Etsy, shout out to you, my friend. I really want to dig into a lot of these older books. I love this stuff. My daughter actually saw this. Also, you guys could see this. This was called The Bull Worker. Very hard to actually crush. A little bit beat up and banged up, but my friend said he found it in his father's auto garage, which was coming from a super blue collar area. I'll tell you a little story about that area. So anyway, let me show you guys these old magazines. It was amazing how Joe Weider just, how he owned the health and fitness and wellness, all these vitamins, and basically showing like if you take these vitamins, you're going to have girls, all around you. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, deep knee bends. Pretty cool high protein candy bars. Guys, believe it or not, when I first started, this stuff was around and you would just choke it down. I mean, it tasted quite terrible. And my daughter found these. She said, Daddy, you could use these coupons. I said, oh my goodness, looks like somebody did. They tore the coupons up. And this, I believe, I don't know if I could find a date from when this thing came out. But as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, the Weider building, which was somewhere, I heard Joe Rogan saying it was like down the street from his office. I can't find the year on this, guys. I'm assuming this was from, I don't even know. I'm not sure. But anyway, he was saying that it was down the street from him, his studio. And I had heard somebody saying that now, the area, it's just like sad to see it because the architecture was amazing. They said like the walls had sculpt like almost like what you would find in like those caves of like hieroglyphics and stuff. These walls of the outside were sculpted with like bodybuilders and kind of like the Greek physiques, and they just said it was just sad to see it go. 100 of those old school magazines at your gym. Very cool. I really fear that if I left these at the gym, the kids would just destroy them. I also don't have a like common hangout area, and I always felt like that would be perfect for the kids. Right now that's my office, but if they had an area that they could just hang out, and maybe I had a couple laptops in there for them to do their homework. Jose, what's happening? A coffee machine for the parents. I feel like that place that allows somebody to chill out and relax is pretty cool. I sometimes take my daughter to this one tennis place, and like if you're going to use their coffee machine, it's like you got to pay $2.50. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, who gives a shit about $2.50? Like, the people are paying a whole crap ton of money. Anyway, guys, I'd love to answer questions. So please drop questions below. As always, strong life stuff, training stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about, I would love to answer. And also, feel free to post where you guys are from, where you're from, all around the world. I love seeing where you guys are from. by the way, out here in Jersey. A little bit rainy today. The next 3 days should be beautiful. I just got back. I took my dog to the park because she goes nuts if she doesn't run, and it stopped raining. But this morning, trained the Rutgers wrestling team, and I'm living the dream when I do that. Can you touch of food for performance? Chicago, Detroit. Okay, so oh yes, David from Scotland. David, we've had Jason, who I interviewed on the Strong Life podcast, is from Scotland. Let me answer. Food for performance. I'll tell you this. Sometimes I look at kids today, teenagers, athletes in their 20s. Oh, Long Beach in the house, Peru, amazing guys. And I look at them and I say, man, at that age, if you are not ripped, if you don't look like a Spartan, then you're actually trying to eat like crap. You're not eating enough. You're not eating enough quality food, and your whole lifestyle's off. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine who's a nutrition expert, works with pro athletes, adults who have autoimmune deficiencies, athletes, everyone. And I said, man, I trained this kid. He has gotten so strong, and he's training so hard, so awesome. But he looks like, a dude who spends time at the bar. I mean, this kid is just turned 17. He's got a big beer belly. He's slouchy. He's got no muscle on the body. We took this kid from unable to do a push-up to benching 225 for like 10 plus reps. I'm telling you, he got so much stronger. And he goes, you want to be a beast? Be a beast in the kitchen. He goes, if you ain't a beast in the kitchen, your hormones get fucked up, your testosterone's down, all this stuff. So nutrition is clutch. Anytime I see an athlete who hits a wall, they're not gaining weight, they're not gaining muscle, they're not getting stronger, I always say, all right, do the nutrition log, and I immediately see they're not eating enough. They're sleeping very late. They're just not fueling themselves like a high-performance athlete. They're eating like a common kid who just sits home and plays video games all day. And you're not going to get big and strong that way. That's why I love these old school books. They tell you to wake up and have, like 6 scrambled eggs, a cup of cottage cheese. Then they tell you throughout your day to have meat and veggies and sweet potatoes. I mean, basics. I love it because it's so cut and dry clear. Do you prefer the hand clean or the power clean? Tim, we do both of them. We don't go too heavy actually on the cleans. I treat it more as a speed lift. Let's see if I missed Justin in the house. Watch an old video from 2013 with Dr. Tom at my gym. Yep. I think if you guys go on my YouTube and type in Guru Nutrition Seminar on my YouTube channel, you will see that seminar. Trying to prop this sucker up. Sorry, guys. Not working. Here we go. This is going to work. Next question. Good time to answer my question about training in public spaces. Bob, I should have done a video. What do I think? Bob, I don't give a shit what people think about me. I constantly care so much about helping people. And I'm 41, and unfortunately, the more I grow up, and get older and experience things, the more I realize people don't give a shit. No matter how much I help somebody or help their kid or this or that, nobody cares. And I'm not going to be embarrassed or ashamed that I'm crushing a workout, while my kid is at practice if I'm not helping. In fact, I'm going to take pride in being strong and demonstrating that this is what humans should be, that we shouldn't be, flopping away, turning into just like fat, weak, useless pieces of crap. So, Bob, have no shame in being strong. Being strong is the ultimate gift to yourself and your family. Hey, TP for, oh God, I ain't even saying it. I'm a nurse. Well, pistols and legs are lagging. Pistols and goblet squats. Pistols are amazing. Goblet squats, great. High rep work and also high rep walking lunges, Bulgarian split squats, hill sprints. If you're doing bodyweight, you're going to have to do slower eccentrics and some higher rep work. That's going to help with the muscle building. Check out Bodyweight Bodybuilding, my course. Just go to zachevnish.com. Food for wrestlers, soccer players on match day. So it depends what time the match is. Is it morning or is it at night? I'll tell you this. I found that I remember a kid went to a tournament and we said, don't eat bagels. Hard to digest. They make you very sluggish, all the gluten in them. Kid was like, man, I wrestled so shitty. I don't know what happened. I go, tell me what you ate for breakfast. He said, pork roll, egg, and cheese on a bagel. I said, there you go, dude. And you were at the nutrition seminar where we said, don't eat bagels. So breakfast I'd like to see it like eggs, couple scrambled eggs, a piece of toast with butter on it, drink plenty of water. Dr. Tom was talking about some applesauce, mix it in with some whey protein. I think that's great. Good energy, doesn't make you feel sluggish. How to overcome self-destructive habits. Max, that's a great question. You've heard that saying that you become the average of your 5 closest friends. So look at your environment, look who you hang out with, find ways to surround yourself with other highly motivated, forward-thinking, hard charging, success-driven people. I equate it to this. I drive on a highway to go to Rutgers several times a week, and one car driving slow can slow down 30 cars. Even though there's like 3 lanes, that one car slows everybody down out of 30 cars. So stay away from those kind of people who are the equivalent to that car. Louis Simmons says, walk with the lame, you will develop a limp. You'll start acquiring their excuses and their behaviors. So dump the naysayers, dump the people that enjoy mediocrity. And like me, I have no shame in saying, I don't want to work with lazy athletes. I want to work with people who want to win and hate us for winning. I don't want anything to do with second place. I hate it. And even though my focus is the effort, not winning, I feel that when you put in all that effort and do all the right things, winning takes care of itself. And that effort is in itself a form of winning. Bob, you got it, my friend. Sergio, much respect. Anybody else have any questions? Feel free to drop them below. See Brick Memorial Wrestling signed up. Brick Memorial Wrestling, we should be training your whole team at the Manasquan Underground. That's the truth. You guys are close enough. Make it happen. Sergio, thanks. Dr. Camacho, miss you, my man. Hope you're doing great. Little side here, look what's sitting on the desk, the Mark Pro. So utilizing that for some of the recovery stuff, certainly not everything. What else is on the desk? Check out these 3 crush grippers. These are the Zenith crush grippers from Iron Mind. They have the smooth handle, making it much tougher to grip. Then you've got the regular Iron Mind grippers. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. I don't post too much stuff or really any stuff of my kids, but my son has a light Iron Mind gripper. I think it's a 60 or 80 pounder. He started crushing it a couple of weeks ago. Just leave it around the house. And he turned 9 2 weeks ago. I've got video footage of him. He went into the 70 mile per hour batting cages. He's 9 years old, guys. He's entering 3rd grade. He would hit 90. He'd hit 9 out of 10 balls. He'd spent a couple rounds in the 35 to 45, couple rounds in the 60, and then the rest in the 70. Then I brought him back down to the 60. So that crush grip allowed him to hit the bat without the vibration of a 70 mile an hour. 70 miles an hour being pitched doesn't happen probably till 8th grade or high school. Isometrics are excellent. Today, part of our workout was when they did their pull-ups, hold the top for a 3 count, go down as a 3 count. So doing isometrics are great. Saturday I did my squats. I would do, I did some varied rep ranges. So I would go full squat, come up halfway, go back down, do a full one. So I would do the 1.5 or half, I call it the 1.5 principle. And I read about that stuff in the late 80s. I'll do it in the squat. Maybe I'll go down, pause in the middle, down, pause in the bottom, up, pause in the middle. Same thing with benching. So you get strong holding positions because in certain sports, there is isometric action, followed by concentric, eccentric, quasi-isometric, different holds, and then going into an explosive movement pattern. So it's great to utilize that stuff. Yep, these grippers are great. Have injured my AC joint, left shoulder, had to work out now. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I've done. I tore my labrum in the left shoulder. I don't do the barbell bench press. I will do floor pressing with dumbbells. I'll do floor pressing with a Swiss bar with chain weight, not so much free weights. I also put my back on a folded out, very thin gymnastics mat. You could pick them up from like a Walmart or a Target. So your shoulder blades can move in a healthy manner. I do landmine pressing. I still do side raises, rear delts, a lot of face pulls. I do side raises with chains. I'll do internal and external band rotation work. I still do carries. I don't go overhead, and I very rarely back squat with a straight bar. So I'll use a safety bar, or I'll use sandbags. So I'm opting to not get surgery. I've already had surgery on the shoulder, and I do believe that some people move better than others, and some people are more less durable genetically. And I'm one of those guys that's less durable genetically, where I get nags and injuries, not from doing much stuff. And you could see other people train very incorrectly, move very poorly, dangerously, and not get injured. So there's certainly a genetic predisposition to a lot of these things. Doc, you too, my friend. Spencer, what's happening, buddy? It's good to see some of our team underground guys popping in. My friend and teacher, Lisa Rosenfeld. I was just talking with a teacher today. And man, I tell you guys, a lot of people ask me, do you miss teaching? I miss teaching. I miss most of all the camaraderie I had with other great teachers who just cared about kids. To me, that's like one of the most beautiful and pure things that a teacher could do, is to simply care. And I learned a lot of that stuff because when I would before I even student taught, I was in Elizabeth, and to me, I was in Elizabeth and then Linden. Those are two areas of New Jersey that aren't, the best of places. And I'd see kids showing up early to play floor hockey with a phys ed teacher, showing up early to get their free breakfast, which essentially was, the cereal that comes in those boxes, and they'd get milk. But really, what else was it? It was a teacher that was floating around, talking to the kids, caring for them. They had a roof over their head. They had warmth. They may not have had heat at their house. And to me, those little things that have nothing to do with, the test that the kids have to take at this grade or that age level, those are the most beautiful, pure things of teaching. And as crazy as that sounds, I'm at a Division I school, Rutgers, Big Ten. My thing with those kids is to just make them feel safe, because it's a stressful environment for them. They've left their home. They don't see their family as much. They don't get the home-cooked meals. And I want them to feel like we are a family, so I just make them feel safe. It sounds kind of corny, but that's what I do. I missed a question here. Talk about success, not what people think what it is, but the grind. I'm trying to do less of the grind, because I'm realizing more and more and more when I'm 50, I'm 41, I'll be 42 in December. Do you think I'm going to look back and say, thank God I spent all my time on this phone? Don't get me wrong. This time where I can answer your questions and interact with you, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that you give me your attention, and you're giving me your time. You're believing in me to help you. To me, that's everything. But the internet is a strange place, and I feel like you have to find a way to say, okay, I'm going to work from this time to that time, and then I'm shutting it down. Then I'm spending my time with my family. And to me, that's super important. I'm learning to get always better and better at that, and success, I remember Dan Kenny saying being an entrepreneur is lonely, because you come home and you still got to, I made dinner last night and today. I made dinner 2 nights in a row, and I still take out the trash, and I still do the laundry. And not everybody achieves that level of success like what we see on Instagram. These fake people renting a car and a mansion for 4 hours and posing in front of a airplane that's not theirs. to post it on Instagram. That's the fake shit. What about waking up when you're tired, staying after when nobody's there, mopping the floors, cleaning the piss off the toilet, because you don't, you want somebody to do the job, but everybody thinks they're above and beyond the job. And there's a lot of stress and struggle behind being, quote unquote successful. Success doesn't necessarily come from being an entrepreneur. Anybody who's moving forward and achieving pieces of their goals is achieving success. What advice would you give to your 15-year-old self? Don't do the pump-up weights. Learn Olympic weightlifting. Do powerlifting. Find a top-notch wrestling club and compete very often. Number 5, have more fun and believe in yourself. Nothing wrong with, just put it all out on the line. That's a win. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's it. Best king of Queens was Doug as substitute teacher in the teacher's lounge. Jim Waldron in the house. What style of nutrition do you follow, if any? I try to think like if I lived on a farm, this is how I would eat. Today, I made beef tacos. The salsa that went in it was onions, corn. What else did I put in there? Mango, lemon squeezed all over it. Yesterday had this amazing chicken with salad and homemade croutons. Was very good. Here and there, I'll have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Here and there, I'll drink some milk. Try to have a salad at least a couple of times a week. If I go out to eat, let's say I go to Red Lobster, I'm going to get salmon, shrimp, and a baked potato with butter and sour cream. If I'm going elsewhere, it's probably going to be like a steak and potato or a cheeseburger and fries. I love cheeseburgers. Every man learns self-defense. I think every man should learn to be dangerous with your hands. If somebody punches you in the face or attacks you or attacks somebody near you, we're not going to rise to the occasion. You're going to fall to the level of your training. So I think being able to physically be capable and mentally, and that's why I train very hard, because you never know when the shit is going to hit the fan. Sometimes I share a story about guys that tried running me off the side of a road, and I hunted them down. A little street justice. I will leave it at that. What time do you think is a good time to grow up and become a grown man? Max, not sure how old you are, but I think as soon as you can, be responsible, be accountable, and learn to say no to things that might, there's that saying, I'm sure somebody watching could do it. It's something like, starve your distractions and feed something else. And I think that's the thing as humans. There's so many distractions, so many things. It's like the devil sitting on your shoulder, and you have to starve those distractions. You have to, say to those distractions like, fuck you, I don't want nothing to do with that. Because I believe as humans, we're meant to be, Spartan-like and dangerous. But this world has created in such a way where we think human nature is actually to come home and sit on a couch. So not a fan of that. So Max, be more mature than the normal. Be more responsible than the normal. Be more accountable than the normal. Be anything but normal. So I hope that helps you, Max. Iron Core athlete Chris, good to see you, my man. Chris doing great stuff in Pennsylvania and experiencing the stressors of being an entrepreneur. And I think what you could do is just always do the best you can. That's it. One thing I need to do a better job of is letting, when guys intern for me, telling them, hey man, outwork me. Be more motivating than I am. Be more inspiring than I am. Dig into more information than I do. Buy your own books. Read more. Just be more and be better. I'm 41, so I want 21-year-olds outworking me and making me feel lazy. That's it, guys. Does anybody have any training questions? Don't think I got any training questions. Probably going to make this the last question. Struggling as an overachiever in an average environment? Well, because you're in an average environment, you think that you're an overachiever. But go around other high achievers and you're going to be like, oh shit, there's a lot more I could do. Okay, thank you very much. What you read, is it always to improve? Do you ever just read for reading? I mean, the way my mind operates is I read stuff because I want it. I know it's going to inspire me. It's going to fire me up. I read The Operator by Robert O'Neill, who was part of the team that killed Osama bin Laden. So that inspired me. When I hear about how those guys train and how difficult everything was, it makes me feel like, God, how easy is my life? Johnny, you got it, my friend. I'm also rereading No BS Wealth Attraction by Dan Kennedy. Amazing, amazing book. I read that probably over 10 years ago, and I recommend it to everybody. And what's interesting is I'm saying it in this video, and I'll post this video on YouTube, and many people won't watch this video to the end, and they will miss out on that book recommendation. And that's the world we live in. Oh, that video's a minute? That video's 30 seconds? I'm only going to watch 15 seconds. I don't have the focus, blah, blah, blah. There's, I feel like there's time where we have legitimate excuses, but most of the time our excuses are bullshit. That's the bottom line. Dylan Pham, I see you signed up. I hate to call you out, my man, but I sent you an email, my friend. Send me back an email. I will leave it at that. Awesome session. I appreciate all your advice and the Strong Life tip of the day. Cool, man. You got it, guys. I'm going to cut out now. Much respect to everybody, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're not on the Strong Life newsletter, ZachEvanesh.com, start here, and Underground Strength Academy, undergroundstrengthcoach.com. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.